day? Are we still getting to know each other? Are we still taking trips to see one another? How's that going?
What's going on?
Well, more because I don't know if I was being totally fair to Candi and in her favor. And given that I'm blocked now, I couldn't exactly communicate that to her.
You're
block
blocked.
you.
Girl, I can show you. I can show you my text message right now because I texted you the next day. Are you mad at me? Because I saw that you unfollowed me. I saw that I was blocked on WhatsApp, text messages, and I was removed from the group chat. Now, I actually respected that level of pettiness.
He felt as if one of his concerns was that I was too wholesome.
Man, need a freak. What's up, y'all? I tried to make this video as short as possible. This was a long ass catch up. I cut out a lot of the beginning, got it to the meat and potatoes. I'm going to put timestamps in this so y'all can skip around, but y'all definitely want to hear the commentary because this is a lot of truth shown between the male and the female side when it comes down to dating. Let's dive into it.
Now, Candi, you were getting kind of a lot of backlash for one of the comments you made about one of the gentleman's professions. Did you want to get into that?
Hard.
I guess elaborate a little bit more as to what you meant when you made your statement.
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, who I have depicted myself to be on the show is exactly who I am. I'm very genuine. I am not a judgmental person. Like everybody, we have preferences. And for those who saw the first time that I was on the show, I was very specific and intentional about what it is I desire for my man career-wise. And so at any point, not at any point, actually, I wasn't judging Don for his profession. I've spoken to him. We're cool. We're good. I guess what I wanted to share, maybe clear up for the people, is that it wasn't his profession per se, but I am an ambitious woman myself. So I seek someone who is ambitious as well as far as their career. So there's not a problem with being a mailman, but just wondering, is there anything else you want to do to step up from that? Do you want to manage the postal office, or do you want to be some type of supervisor or director, that kind of thing? So I was just seeking to understand and connect with ambition in regards to that. But obviously, being a postal service or mailman, there's nothing wrong with that. Blue collar positions, there's nothing wrong with that as well. So it's all just a preference.
I guarantee you there's a lot of guys out there that are in career fields that she would not entertain that make way more than her. But when you have a woman that's driven by choosing based on career fields, those women are going to be hard to please because the guy that you're looking for, he probably doesn't want a woman that's that in tune with career as much as you are. I mean, he probably doesn't mind his woman working, but to the level of you talking about how much of a go-getter and how much drive you have, the guy might not even want his woman to be like that. He might want the opposite of himself, but you want the same thing you are because you kind of more on your masculine side when you do that. But let's continue.
Okay. All right, good. Well, let's go ahead and dive right into the juicy topic at hand that everyone is here just dying and waiting to know. Since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date?
Candi, you want to take it?
Come on. What's up? You laughing?
We've hung out a few times.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Walk me through the first date. When was it? Where'd you go? What'd you do?
I was trying to make the first date right after the episode ended, and I knew Candi had a flight back to Charlotte, and I was doing everything in my power to get that flight moved. Let me tell you,
Candi, why would you book your flight right after the show?
Thank you.
That's weird.
I had something to do. It was already planned. It wasn't on me.
What?
Okay. So
you should have kind of scheduled the time aside for potentially with the man. I guess unless it was super important, but You gotta think about it. You on this experience, you at least want to give yourself a day or two for sure.
Obviously, it didn't happen right after the show. So when was the first date?
So I actually have some cases in North Carolina, and those are actually my next cases that are coming up for trial. And so I actually had already on my schedule to go to Asheville and Hendersonville for some depositions that I was taking the next week. So I told Candi about this, and I said, you know what, I'm going through North Carolina. Why don't we meet up in Charlotte and take you out and do a date? So we did it the week following the show.
Okay.
And in that interim, we were talking every day. Communication was great. In constant communication throughout the day. So ended up going in Charlotte. We went to a museum and then out to dinner.
His sound doesn't match his look, because when he really started talking, that motherfucker sound like a sheriff. Yeah, man, you know, I got some cases out in Charlotte. I wanted to meet out with her. We had a long conversation. Like, you can hear it come out, but his look, he looked very metro, you know, very metrosexual, very, you know, urban type, you know, modern look to him for the guys, real feminine. But yeah, it's just different. Just, yeah.
Okay, nice. How was that first date for you, Candi?
I feel it went well. One of the questions that Jason asked me on the show is if I was high maintenance, and hopefully the first date showed that I wasn't. Like he mentioned, we went to a museum, got some food, got a drink, super simple, but we talked for a very long time and got to know each other a little bit better. So I would say it went well.
Okay. That's good.
So now after that, how was everything? How long were you in North Carolina? Did you guys hang out again while you were out there? Did you have to fly back? Like, what was the next steps after that?
I was there for a couple days. We only hung out that day. And then I was actually supposed to be back 2 weeks following that. So I think we had, you know, tentative plans to see each other again when I was coming back.
Okay.
And then again, you know, we were talking every single day throughout the day until the next time that we could see each other. I ended up, I think one of the cases settled, and so I didn't have to go to North Carolina. And because we had sort of established a nice rapport at this time, I said, well, why don't I fly you out here, put you up in a hotel, and
why don't I fly you out here, put you up in a hotel? All right.
And we'll hang out for a weekend and have a good time. And that's exactly what we did.
Okay. And where are you again right now? You're in Virginia?
Virginia, yeah.
Virginia. Okay.
all
So,
over the
Candi,
place.
he flew you out to Virginia?
He did.
Okay.
Man, so,
How was that? Tell me
yeah, she laughing because she know, hey, you getting flued out. What you about to be doing?
about it.
It was interesting.
Is it wholesome?
Interesting good, interesting bad. What does that mean?
I feel like we got to know a little bit more about one another. But
He
ultimately,
busted down.
I do feel like we had a good time.
Oh yeah, he busted down. You see the
All
smoke on her
right.
face.
So how long were you out there?
For the weekend.
The weekend. Okay. So
Oh,
a
yeah.
quick little weekend trip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She show all the intimacy on her face. She shows it with all the smiles and the. We know what happened.
Right, Jason. What'd you guys plan? How'd it go out there?
I thought we had an excellent time, and I was hoping to. I was trying to bring my A game for
Okay.
that weekend. So I'm not gonna.
I had to make sure I did the quarterback draw. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure I went right through the A gap. You feel me?
So I planned. You know, we went to dinners, lunches, museums. Went out to some lounges, and then
That's what's up.
to a show.
Okay. So you're a planner. Like you planned everything pretty much.
I'm generally not a planner. I try to play. I try to do things a little spontaneously. But I knew because I was bringing her out and stuff, and I knew she appreciated planning at least for this. I wanted her to turn off her brain and just have a good time. And I thought we had a very good time. Candi is just a pleasure to be with, and you know, a pleasure to be around. She was great company, and I thought we did get to know each other pretty well during that trip.
Good. Okay. So now after that trip, where are you guys now? Today, are we still getting to know each other? Are we still taking trips to see one another? How's that going?
What's going on? Look at her smiling.
No.
Uh-oh.
What? What's up with all this smiling and giggling?
The trip sounded like it went well.
I thought it did, but I got in my head a little bit, I think. And the next day, I probably should have gave it a day or two to think and reflect on it more, because I don't know if I was being totally fair to Candi and in her favor. And given that I'm blocked now, I couldn't exactly communicate that to her. But I thought my expectation was, we were talking every day. There's a palpable tension that sort of builds when you're building a rapport with somebody. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was going to manifest itself in something where I could really feel some desire and affection for the things that I was doing. And I thought that I would be able to see that. I thought there would be a lot more connectedness. And what I felt during the trip was that I thought she was trying to create some distance between us. And I'm not accustomed to that, especially when, I thought I was acting pretty intentionally, and I thought I was investing in this. And so I thought that she might not be into me, the man. I thought she might be into the value. And I was concerned about that. In the back of my head was the record playing of, the mailman and the security guy, what they did. And is this about my profession, or is this about me? And I'm kind of guarded against that. And so I got on the phone with her and said, I wanted to bring parity back to the situation. And I said, why don't we start from a place of friendship?
What does that mean?
And try to build off that, because I want you to be with somebody that you don't just like the value, you like the person himself. I want you to be head over heels for whoever you're talking to. And I know Candi's got some DMs now, because I said she is this unbelievable combination of pretty, sexy and cute all at the same time. I don't know how she pulls that off, but she really does.
Hey, don't do it. Don't gas her up, bro. She blocked you. Don't gas her up. Let me get this thought out real quick before I forget. Basically, what happened in a nutshell, their weekend, he didn't get no cheeks. And she probably didn't want to get intimate with him, and he probably started getting in his head that maybe she just liked this lifestyle of what I'm giving her, but she ain't really getting real physical with me. She probably got distant on kisses, probably didn't let him grab the yams, probably didn't let him grip up on her. And for a guy like him, he's not a bad looking dude, so he probably off the rip like, damn, she ain't even attracted to me like that. She might just like the lifestyle that I'm giving her, or just these moments, because he probably definitely, like, he got a decent spot, probably got a nice car. She wasn't feeling him on the physical side, the intimacy side enough. But let's continue and see exactly what happened before I just go off of me.
Yeah, she knows it. So, but I thought it might be better. Maybe I'm moving ahead too full steam, and maybe I should take a step back, manage my expectations, and start from a place of friendship, and then go forward from there.
Okay, so the trip was great, but you felt like she wasn't all into you as a person?
That essentially, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't feel like I'm very big on needing to feel desired. I didn't really feel that. I mean, I get around Candi and I'm like, man, I want to be as close to you as possible at all times as possible. She has that energy that sort of brings you in. And I got lulled into that. Now you see the face, I got lulled in.
That little weird smile that she make, I knew that was some bullshit. That smile is that little smirk like, you think I'm all in, but I'm not. I could see it.
To that. And so I was hoping that would be reciprocated to some degree. I've certainly, in my past, I've had things move pretty quickly. If anybody's done online dating knows, you're talking for like a week, and then by the time you meet, it's like, wow, you feel sparks.
And I feel like you already know each other.
Exactly.
Snatch the clothes off.
Exactly. Okay. And I wanted to feel sparks, and I know I felt the sparks, but I didn't know that if she was feeling the sparks. So I said, okay, let me cool down here a bit. Why don't we start from a place of friendship and go from there?
Okay. Candi, let's hear from you.
Please.
Well, first, I think the planning was amazing. The things that he planned for us to do were definitely spot on with the things that I enjoy and my interests. So I definitely appreciate that. But like you said, I do feel, things were probably moving at our paces were different.
Okay.
For me, I've been in a long-term relationship. I've been hurt before. I am very conscious and aware of things that are important. And for me, if I want to be serious with somebody, I don't move at a pace that's fast. I do believe friendship should come first. Friendship is the foundation. So for me, it was, let's build a friendship. Let's get to know one another. And then let's see where we can go from there. So I do feel like we probably were different as far as Jason kind of jumping in. I don't feel like I jumped in with him when it comes to that, but that didn't mean that I maybe wouldn't have gotten there eventually. So I do feel like, us establishing let's be friends first was the right direction to go in.
I will say this: what she could have did was when he was about to fly you out, let him know, hey, I don't want to have sex with you. I want us to just move at a friendly pace. Maybe that would have kind of let him know off the rip, like, damn, should I fly her out or not? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying sex is everything, but I guarantee he probably felt some type of way because she wasn't trying to be sexual with him after having such long communication. And I'm not saying the woman should rush and just go off the rip and have sex, but as long as you showing a dude some physical intimacy, whether it be kissing, hugging, grabbing on yams, I ain't got to put it in, but at least show me that you kind of want me, but you just trying to be reserved. I'm even okay with that if you don't want to just come out there and just start busting it down. But she probably don't know how to reciprocate that. I can already tell with that Joker laugh she be giving. She definitely on that, she thinking shit behind her head already pre-planned while she giving you these smiles as if she ain't thinking that. I can see it.
Okay. But is he, like he stated, he feel like you were more so interested in what he can bring than him himself? Is there truth to that?
Not at all. Not at all.
Long pause.
First, I didn't ask to come and be flown out. That was something that was offered to me.
That's his fault.
I did offer to drive, but ultimately,
should have let her
that
drive.
was something that was offered to me. So,
brothers, you should have let her drive. Hate to say it, you should have let her drive. That would really show how much she feeling you, and you ain't even got to be expecting certain shit because she driving.
It was never, and it's never been in any of my situations about what somebody can give to me. Again, the question was asked, am I high maintenance, materialistic, however you want to phrase it? And I said no, and I meant that. So in getting to know somebody, there are certain expectations that I don't have. But I do appreciate the things that Jason did as far as dinner and us going out and things like that. It's most appreciated.
Red carpet.
But it's not something that I necessarily expected. So I'm here to get to know somebody for who they are, not for what I feel like I can get out of the situation as far as materialistic, financially, money, that type of thing. That's not who I am. So.
Okay. So I know you said, when you're getting to know someone, building a friendship is like the main thing first. So before you went out there on this trip, was that something that was discussed between the two of you? Like, hey, this is just simply us being friends. We're not going to try to even do this with a romantic route.
There you go.
Was that a discussion, or was that something you thought he just knew?
Come on.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I can already tell.
As much as we spoke, I don't know that we established
I knew it.
that verbatim.
Okay.
For me, it was understood. That's how I felt. And that's not to say that we couldn't have risen to other levels, but initially, that's how I would be with anybody. So maybe, we maybe should have had a conversation more so about that at the beginning, and maybe Jason wouldn't feel the way that he felt, but
yeah, Because you probably ain't showed that man no form of intimacy, kissing, grabbing, hugging, touching. You probably tried to be overly reserved, like as if you are this little delicate flower where you probably had other guys get it for less. Just being honest. And he probably felt like he rolling out the red carpet and you ain't even showing him no type of affection.
Yeah, we are where we are.
Damn.
Okay. So when you guys were having like these conversations, talking to each other, you know, prior to you coming out there, even when you guys went on your first date, all that stuff, was it like on a friendly vibe or were you guys flirting? Like, how was it?
There we go.
To where now you guys are both like, oh, we're on two different paths. We didn't know, like, we weren't seeing eye to eye on where this was going.
What's going
Oh,
on?
I'm flirting.
Okay.
For sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, you're flirting, but she giving it back, or it was always just you?
Candy's so sweet that maybe sometimes it's hard to distinguish between what she's giving off as friendship vibes or what is coming off as flirty vibes. But
Okay.
and I think our own brains want to interpret it the way we want to perceive it, you know, and the way we hope that it's being perceived. So, you know, I think actually I'm being a little facetious. I think it was a healthy combination of both. It's exactly the type of communication I think you want when you're really getting to know somebody. It's this combination of we're getting to know each other, we're learning about each other, there's flirtation there. And so that was my perception of our communication.
It gotta be
Okay.
some flirtation.
So what led to you being blocked? You mentioned
I
you're
did not
blocked
block
now.
you.
Girl, I can show you. I can show you my text message right now because I texted you the next day. Are you mad at me? Because I saw that you unfollowed me. I saw that I was blocked on WhatsApp, text messages, and I was removed from the group chat. Now, I actually respected that level of pettiness because I was like, that is funny. That is funny.
I'll be honest, I don't like females like this who are just always smiling through serious shit. I don't like that because you really don't know their true intentions. Girls that smile like this, very nonchalant or just, you know, kind of like I don't like that type of behavior from girls like this. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, removed you from the group chat. I was like,
I
all
don't like
right,
that.
I respect that level of pettiness.
Candy, what happened? How did we get to this?
Don't play with my emotions.
So from the conversation that we had, we were discussing a group trip. And from what Jason shared with me, I felt as if he would not be interested in being in the group trip. So there's no need to be a part of the group chat.
Come on.
Which is what we talk about. So that is why he was removed. But
Nah.
I don't have an issue with you. You're not blocked. You can text me right now. You're not blocked.
Because you unblocked them.
All right.
So you said you texted her, are you mad at me?
Maybe I'm telling tales out of school. I won't go too far into what I
I think this brother is an overthinker slightly too. I think he was in his head a little bit too much about the financial part. He probably shouldn't even have brought it up. Just let the shit play it out, kept it nice and smooth. That's what I would have did. I wouldn't even have dove that far into it. If it was gonna still be something, it would have just been something.
Into how I ascertained whether or not I was blocked or not. It did appear from my perception that I was blocked across multiple platforms, but you know, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe you know something happened. You know how these phones be sometimes, or how the
I don't know. My phone always works.
y'all
gotta tell me because my phone always works. Yeah. So did you not get a reply when you sent a text? Is that what happened?
I got the little exclamation mark, like it won't go through. And then you know, you guys reached out about doing this, and I wanted to kind of clear the air with her, so I tried to send a message on Instagram, and that didn't go through. So I was like, okay.
Nah, bro, I think that might have been your service, because I think if you block, it'll still like it won't just sit like a little X. Yeah, I don't think you might have been. That could have been cuz service.
But you know, maybe multiple platforms went down at the same time. Immediately following that conversation.
She gonna be honest.
Candy, let me find out you just unblocked him because of this.
Be honest.
Is that what happened?
Oh God.
Be honest. Please be honest.
Is that what happened, Candy?
I'm in trouble when this call ends.
Please be honest.
Because we're trying to know. He said he was blocked. He sent you a few messages that didn't go through. Did you just recently unblock him?
No, you're not blocked. I don't know if it's your service. I don't know.
I can't take her
but
serious.
You're not blocked. I don't
have a
reason.
what was the last conversation you guys had then?
Thank you, Arlette. Arlette be asking some good
That
questions.
conversation I described the day after she left, where I had indicated that maybe we should start from a place of friendship.
Okay.
And we left it at that.
That man tried to get real
And
freaky.
I feel like during that conversation, I did not give her a fair hearing. And I thought that was why perhaps there was the reaction there was the day before, because she actually caught me off guard during that conversation. Candi cut me off if you don't want me to talk about any of this, but she had indicated, so are you making the decision for us? And that gave me pause because I had to think about it, and I was just really, I can be quite decisive, and I don't want to make the decision for two people, but I don't know any other way other than to express how I feel, and then if how I feel is going to lead to an incongruity between how we think we should go forward, then I suppose it's me making the decision. But I was kind of at a loss, and actually reflected on that in the days following that, and I was like, maybe we're just different. Maybe I didn't take the time to get to know her enough in this particular way to truly understand where she was coming from. And I said during the show, I look inward first, and I really do. And so I started thinking, damn, what did I jump the gun here a little bit? So I do apologize to Candi to the extent that I did.
I think he talked himself out the draws. I think that's what it is. I think he talked himself out of the draws. I think he just talked too much to where that campaign that he was running literally led him into a block zone, possibly. Sometimes everything don't need to be said. Certain questions don't need to be asked. You got to move very smooth and accordingly. And I think possibly he might have just ran himself into the dirt. Just being honest.
For that, to the extent that she did block me, not saying you did, I would say that would be a reasonable reaction, especially if your perception of how things went was different from mine from that conversation. So I appreciate the fact that I'm unblocked or never was, depending on how we look at it. And yes, internet, I know I'm talking too much.
You're
at it again.
Okay, so I mean, okay, you guys decided, or Jason, you said, we're gonna be friends, and that was it. Never again spoke again after that.
Correct.
But why? Damn. If you're gonna be friends, shouldn't the conversation continue?
That shit ain't real.
Well, that's what I thought. But
real.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Okay, let's hear from Candi. Candi, let's hear from you.
Speak your mind. Quit being so sarcastic.
So initially, I felt that we had a good time throughout the weekend, and I could understand that we were moving at different paces.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel, and it's something that I brought up to Jason, I'm very transparent. I felt as if the fact that he brought me out, had a good time, the fact that I did not engage in certain activities, that he decided, okay, let's just be friends. So,
he's nervous. He's looking nervous.
That was something for me. I am not that type of girl. And he shared with me that he felt as if one of his concerns was that I was too wholesome.
Man, need a freak. Real freaky.
To each his own. That's how you feel. But I am a woman of standard. And I make decisions that are best for me. And so in the conversation that we had, I expressed that. And ultimately, that's why I initially felt that's why he said what he said and made the decision that he made for us. The conversation wasn't necessarily about how I feel. It was, I've thought about this and this is what it is. So yeah, that's kind of how it went. And feeling the way that I felt, I didn't know if this was a friendship that I could engage in or continue. from my perspective of things. So, yeah, we haven't really had a conversation since then, but I don't have an issue.
She
I
too
don't have an
innocent. She
issue.
trying
I
to be
just
too
feel like we
innocent.
were on different pages, and that's why in the episode, I believe I was speaking to Demetrius, but communication is so important because you never know what the other person is thinking, how they're perceiving
Yeah.
things. So it is important to express how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
and be very clear
Yep.
on what your intentions are. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. This is the problem. She is now like a born again virgin. So this is what's gonna happen. She's gonna try and be very, very innocent and try and withhold sex or any type of physical intimacy activity. But guess what? That ain't a smart tool. I'm gonna be honest. Because the next guy, he might just wait it out. And he might get the draws and still do you dirty. I'm not saying you got to go straight into full on, third base or whatever the base is, the way you doggone penetrate. And I ain't saying you got to jump into there, but you need to at least be showing some form of physical, I like you, because the next guy is probably going to play the part, get it, and may disappear and ghost you because he mad because he had to wait so long. It's a dangerous game. You have to really, that's why honestly you do have to date with intention. And that whole flying out shit, she should have already knew better. She should have drove herself out there just to avoid all the, the sex shit. This dude probably already feeling like he the shit, great career, probably got money, the whole nine. He was already feeling some type of way anyway. So he probably was expecting to bust down for sure. You should already been transparent with him prior, and now you mad at how his nature is. But this all guys' nature. All guys want to get access. All guys do. Some can just hide it better and hide it longer. He probably feel like he don't want to waste his time. But ma'am, if you want to be a born again virgin, you need to date a little bit more strategic than getting flued out somewhere.
Okay. So in the moment when these activities were brought up or discussed, whatever it was, I'm not sure, you expressed to him like, oh, I move at a slower pace. This is something I'm not going to do. And then what happened? Like, I don't know. We're just confused how you guys had a great trip and then now you're not talking.
Be careful. Cuz might lose his career. Just be careful.
I just want to clear the air, so the activity was nothing too nefarious. All right, there was on the last night I asked if I could have a goodnight kiss, and I was rebuffed. So that wasn't.
What?
We're not talking about something more indiscreet than that.
Man, you'll get your goddamn extra PG-13 ass out of here.
Okay,
but
a kiss.
Yeah,
a kiss.
I had indicated that I think she might be too wholesome, we had a discussion about our sort of spiritual backgrounds and so forth, and I understood where she was coming from.
A kiss,
but that wasn't something that was an issue for me, and she assured me that she is somebody that is adventurous in terms of, when I say wholesome, I'm talking about, can you have adventure? Are you somebody that we can have fun with? We can do things that involve risk, stuff like that, because I'm a very adventurous person. She sort of assured me that she's right there with me. So I was hoping that a friendship could ensue from that, and communication would have definitely been helpful to make sure that we were on the same page with what we were both thinking about, because I don't want anything projected onto me. Or my intentions being misunderstood in any way.
She boring.
Okay. All right. Well,
she boring. If we talking about a good night kiss, shawty boring. I hate to say it. In Japanese culture, I think they call it nishi or something like that. Women that's aged out of the dating market. This is gonna be her. She gonna be spoiled milk. If you too worried about giving a kiss away, man, you really must ain't like buddy. It gotta be that. If you worry about a kiss. A kiss? Girl, I done kissed for less. Man, get out of here.
Final thoughts between the two of you. I know you guys haven't spoken in a while, but any final thoughts?
It's crazy.
That's it.
Okay.
Just
I'm still
giggling.
confused here, and I know people are gonna be like, "What are these two even talking about?" Because I don't know what you guys are even talking about.
Unless he capping. Unless he
But
went for
any
yams.
projects you guys are working on, anything you can look out, you know, you want to discuss, whatever it is.
I mean, no, I have a children's YouTube channel, Candy's Clubhouse. Check it
Oh my
out.
God, that's so awesome.
That's dope.
I
I appreciate
read. I do read alouds for children, so obviously virtual, electronically. So yeah, I love the babies. So check it out.
Oh
Of
man.
course, we will. Jason, what about you?
I'm just doing my law thing. So if you got an issue, you can, of course, hit me up and happy to take a look at it if you're within my practice area. Also, people were hitting me up after the show. People visited my Instagram and they noticed that I do I try to do these photorealistic drawings, pencil drawings.
Oh,
And I'm always looking for new inspiration for that. And some people express some interest in that. So if you do have an interest in having me draw something or something like that, I need an original photograph. All right. An original photograph that nobody else has. All right. You can DM that and I can draw inspiration from that. And then we can discuss about composition and things like that if that's something you're interested in. But otherwise, that's just kind of a hobby. But I appreciate you asking, our lives.
okay. So now after this catch up, are you guys gonna talk, or it's just that's the end of it? That's the end of Jason and Candy.
I can't stand
I don't know
that
if we
smile.
have
Oh my
closure,
God.
so I'll probably reach out, and if Candy's interested in hearing from me, then it won't be the end of the story. And if she's not, I perfectly understand. And I wish her the best in all her future endeavors. She's a beautiful woman, amazing in many respects, and who she was on camera is exactly who she was in person. So I very much appreciate the time that we spent together. If that is the end of the road, and if not, I look forward to what the future holds.
Nah, bro, you want too many good night kisses.
Candy, you answering his call?
Too many good night kisses.
I'll answer his call.
Wholesome freak.
Oh my goodness. I can't. All right,
See why I'm
guys.
confused all the time with this,
I'm
though, right?
confused with you, Jason. I don't know what's going on.
But that's all right. That's my cross to bear.
You're not alone. I'm confused with you. I'm sitting here wondering what's going on. But
Arlette is literally stating she confused and she still won't say nothing but do that weird nonchalant giggle. I cannot stand it. I could never date a woman like that. I would never try to.
honestly, I wish you two the best of luck in everything you do. And I do thank you for coming on today as well. And everyone at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you all next time.
All right, bruh. It's cool that she into the children and stuff, books, wholesome, readings, all that good stuff. I love a good teacher or someone that's into like nurturing children. But ma'am, you got to know how to be a freak too. I hate to say it, with your man or husband. Because if you don't, someone else will. And I hate to say it, men are still sexual creatures. I'm not saying a man will do it, but you at least want to keep him somewhat satisfied on the intimacy side. You can't just sit here and be afraid to give goodnight kisses. It's a kiss. That's the least harmful thing. And I really believe this dude. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't think he lying. He could be, but I don't think he lying. She wouldn't say anything unless she's just trying to withhold that much information, or if she really is just that wholesome to where she just can't say anything. She honestly can't articulate herself on a relationship level and explaining her side. She can't do that. She's already shown that. All she will do is giggle and smile like the goddamn Joker. Very annoying. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm on 10 even just gathering all the information that we all just unpacked. That's very annoying to deal with. You got a woman like that, break up with her. Don't go through life with her, because it's only the way how someone acts, it's only gonna amplify and get worse. She's already 30. By the time she get 35, it's gonna get worse. 40, it's gonna get even worse. She's the type of woman that's gonna withhold sex from her guy if he don't take the trash out. If he don't do certain shit, she ain't giving up the draws. That's not the woman you want to be with. I hate to say it. You think your box is that special to where I can't even give you a kiss? No. Like, come on. Like, and then you narcissistic. You got to picture yourself back there like you a princess. I'm just trying to be real. I'm not saying women, y'all need to be sweet, nice, the whole nine. But ma'am, be transparent. If you don't like them like that, let them know early. Don't do the flight. You fucked up right there. You act like you kind of you act like you're a little green by not knowing what the flued out culture is. I'm not saying this man expected to bust down. He asked for a kiss. And that's a simple ass. That man flew you out and only wanted a kiss. Now, if you wanted cheeks, okay, but this man asked for a kiss. Y'all, I'm gonna have to finish this. This it, y'all. I hope y'all made it to the end of the video. This unpacking was very telling. This was a really good catch up. I'm glad that we was able to dive deep into the minds of him and her. Her for sure, this was her second time going through this, and I knew she was a red flag already from the jump when she came back. I want to know what y'all thoughts about this. Dive into the comment section. Give me all y'all thoughts. I'm going to respond back. I want to communicate with y'all the whole nine. Like the video. Comment below. This is JayBReacts. Until next time. Peace.